Welcome to In the Box Seat on the South Australian Sports Show. I'm Ray Fewings. We've had another great week of greyhound racing. Who would have believed Miata could be beaten in the final of the Stayers over there in Melbourne? But she went under 15 in a row and went under at $1.25. Closer to home in Adelaide, we had the running of the Shane McQueen Memorial and Caledon Mayhem, the star stayer of South Australia, Greyhound of the Year for 2011. He got up in the last couple of bounds with a brilliant finish. And in the Breeders' Plate, it was the Stamenkovic kennel once again with My Little Star, making it 9 in a row and proving too good for Don't Panic. He was backed off the map by a busload of Mount Gambier Greyhound enthusiasts. As far as the upcoming week is concerned, the big feature is the Peter Mossman over there in Wentworth Park. And, of course, earlier today we had the Katakazi Future Stars at Gawler, which proved to be a great race as well. Our guest on the program tonight, you'll meet another greyhound enthusiast in Michael Famiglietti. He's got a nice little team around him at the moment, and we'll catch up with him on the show. Now, as far as the dogs to follow are concerned, the Honeys have picked a few out for us. On Wednesday, race 6, number 1, Betsy Allen. I thought this looked pretty good in winning at Gawler last start. Got straight onto the bunny, and even though another greyhound pushed up inside it, it was too strong at the finish and looks to be a greyhound with a bit of potential. I've made her the best bet on Wednesday as well. And in race 9, the Honeys have found one here. Number 6, Street Value, was only having its third race start. It debuted with a nice second and went super, winning in its next start in 30 and 18. So the trainer's got a terrific record lately, and this is a great chance the Honeys feel even from box 6. That's race 9, number 6. Thursday night, they're going for race 1, number 3, Aston Thomas. He's probably better in an earlier race. He missed the kick last Thursday night and ran home okay to run second, but the Honeys feel that his 29.83 run prior to that in an early race is an indicator of another win Thursday night. And they've gone for race 6, number 2, Mate's Honour. He doesn't win that often anymore, Mate's Honour, but he's up against grade 5 opposition, been placed 2 out of his last 4, and they think he's got his hoof on or his paw on the till. Their first 4s for the Honeys: race 1, 3-1-7-5, and in race 6, 2-5-3-8. The in the box seat selection is race 5, number 2, Ritza Retreat. This is a very promising dog. Came from Dapto, where it broke the 30 over there. Matthew Payne gave it a couple of runs and then spelled it. And recently on a Wednesday, put up a huge run. Most impressive greyhound. I've also made it the best bet this week as well. So the dogs to watch from me on Wednesday: race 5, number 8, Pearls Bonnie. I think it's a good thing. It's drawn the 8. Should be well suited out there. And race 6, number 1, Betsy Allen. You've already heard about that. And on Thursday night, race 2, number 4, Golden Monza, racing particularly well. And race 5, number 2, Ritza Retreat. So let's find out in a few moments what Michael Famiglietti's got to tell us about his team, including Voodoo to win and 1 or 2 others that have been certainly going quite well lately on the SA Sports Show. A busy greyhound trainer in South Australia you don't hear a lot of. He's certainly kept a very low profile, is Michael Famiglietti, and he joins us on the SA Sports Show. Welcome, Michael.
How you going?
I'm going well. And how many dogs in the kennel at the moment?
5.
Right. You've got Voodoo to win, which was placed recently, led until the last little bit. What else is there? Not Tomorrow?
Not Tomorrow, a bit of an old campaigner. And I've got Mob Enforcer. I got 2 others, but they're not racing on Thursday. Miss Lily Rose, which is another dog from Queensland. And I got Dinah Brenda, which I purchased from South Australia a few months ago. And she's turned out to be a handy little girl.
If I may say so, I think you've probably improved Dinah Brenda. I saw it win a race at Strath early in the career when it was in the Wheeler ownership, and it showed a bit of dash but looked a little bit doubtful at the finish, but I reckon you've got it a bit stronger now.
Yeah, no, you wouldn't believe that Dinah Brenda runs with a drop back leg muscle, really severe one. Not a lot of people thought she wouldn't make it back, but she seemed to. I gave her 5 months off, and I wasn't really going to bring her back in, but she just seemed like the leg healed up really well, and so I put her back in work, and she's held up really well. So that's the story behind her. But she's since a few weeks ago the lids went up. The lids didn't jump. She sort of hasn't jumped since that day. It sort of made her go a bit backwards. So hopefully I can just get her to come out again. But she's just that was one of her good gains about her. But she seemed to from that night a couple of weeks ago. So
Yeah, she always seemed to have good early speed, but I'm sure you'll get her back going again. What made you buy from Paul Wheeler?
from what you said earlier, I watched her win the maiden at Strathalbyn that day, and I just thought that and then when I saw her for sale, I thought it was a good little buy, but had a few problems. It took a little while to get to the track, but she seemed to she's held it all, and she's been worthwhile to buy. So.
What's the best dog in the kennel? Is it Voodoo to win? I just worry about his last 20 or 30 metres over the 500.
Yeah, I'm struggling with him there. He seems like he has run over 500 before, and he's won, quite strongly. He's won at Wentworth Park, and he hasn't adapted to. He's getting a bit older now, but he's had a few problems along the way. He's had a bit of health, a few health issues, and hopefully I can just get him. He's had a few injuries as well, and just maybe a bit more fitness. He might seem to have held on a bit better. Hopefully tonight he tries a bit better, and hopefully he can do all right. So
yeah, you train out of Murray Bridge. Have you always had greyhounds?
Yeah, so my late father, he got me into greyhounds. He passed away when I was like 15, and I sort of started training dogs at the age of 15 with my dogs used to go under my brother's name. I wasn't old enough to hold a licence, and then I spent a lot of time with Doug Payne, and trained till I was about in my early 20s to about 23, and then I sort of ventured off, moved to Darwin for a little while, and I trained up there for a couple of years, and I sort of come back closer to my family, and started in the last 12 months. I just started putting a little small team together and building my complex a bit better, and hopefully in the future I've got a bit more bigger team and stronger team, and see how I go.
Yeah, it's all a matter of getting the right dogs, isn't it? Right. Certainly Darwin would have been very interesting. It's a different world up there for greyhounds.
Totally different training styles, totally different. The heat is very effective to the greyhounds, and don't get me wrong, it's a lot easier company, but still it's keeping the dogs in the the right atmosphere with the heat, and that's about there's some good trainers up there. It's just a bit of fun and just something to do while I was up there for a little while, but I wouldn't go back there.
Yeah. Are you full time in the greyhounds, Michael?
Yeah, at the moment I am. I'm just I just finished up in Darwin. I worked up there for the last 10 years, and I got a property up there, and I'm just come back in. I'm just working on my property now, and hopefully that I've got a few more dogs in the future, and yeah.
Well, it seems as though you've got your eye open all the time looking for that right sort of a greyhound, so I'm sure that you'll select the right one pretty soon and get those Angle Park wins on the up.
Yeah, I've got a few young ones coming through, and I'm just, I'm not rushing into a big team. Like I said, I want to be, my facility's a lot more bigger than that, and when I got that all up and running, then I will, show a bit more into the game, and hopefully I got a bigger and better team. So.
Well, I'm sure that our supporters have been keen to find out more about you on the SA Sports Show. Thank you very much indeed for joining us today.
Not a problem. Thank you.
Michael Famiglietti there. And don't forget, for all of your greyhound information, grsa.com.au, or stay in tune with the SA Sports Show and the greyhound segment in the box seat every Tuesday night at about this time, or you might catch an encore performance on Channel 44. All the best.